I want to take full credit for that.
If you guys have never seen the bottom side of an Opel, so we got it on a rotisserie.
Good idea, Graydon!
Our pins were locked up and we were trying to rotate it. So we just used our lift to rotate it.
Easy.
Now Jason's doing all the banging so we can get our pins back in. Jason shines when he's banging. Doing this is that we need to go ahead and clean the bottom of this. The bottom of the car is actually in better shape than the rest of it. So we're gonna power wash all this and go back and re-undercoat everything. This is our second body that has front end damage. As you can see, everything's pretty much gone.
Hey, Graydon.
What's up?
Here, you gotta get this. It's optional in 73.
Uh-huh. Man, that's bad.
I wonder who would think to Bondo the bottom like that.
When you hit a freaking 40-pound coon.
Well, look at that. It really shows how much was.
Crap.
Somebody was just laying up on a creeper, just going. Probably a face covered full of Bondo, just spreading Bondo
And it's so
upside down.
bent. It's like.
This one's also a lot better because you can only see through 2 spots of the floor.
Instead of all the spots.
Everything else is actually supposed to be there as far as like a hole goes for a bolt or something.
Hole for a hole.
And this tail panel is way nicer than the other one is.
Yeah, this bottom section is the only spot that needs cut and replacing it laid over. The inner structure, or the folded part's pretty decent.
Yeah, well, on the other one, this is all mangled.
Literally
plus
gone.
It's not even connected anywhere. So if you guys saw the video of the other one, this one is a little bit nicer, but it's still like as rough as it could be, if that makes sense. As you guys saw, we kind of power washed this thing. The bottom didn't change too much. This undercoating's pretty thick. Got good protection on it already, but the inside cleaned up a lot. The engine bay, the floorboard and stuff. A lot cleaner now. I mean, it looks kind of rough, but it's not near as dirty as it was. You can see all that crap that settled inside the door. But it's kind of looking a little bit better.
This is the bottom of our Opel GT. This is obviously structural. So what Graydon's gonna do is he will remake this lip and then this piece inside, and then we will seam weld inside here and clean it up so that it looks factory. Then we will drill these out and put captured nuts in them, so when we bolt this suspension back together, everything is structurally sound. This is a very strong part of the car, or needs to be strong, and as you can see, it's rusted and rotted away. That's also where the inner fender well mounts inside here. Unfortunately, some of the repairs made were, this is a piece of aluminum, and it deteriorated between the material and the metal itself. So once we get the car upright, we'll fix that as well. But Graydon's getting ready to remake this stuff.
And as well, so you guys can get a good comparison, this is what we started out with after the blasting, the surface rust started. We are taking 40 grit on this orbital sander and knocking away all this surface rust and cleaning it up. And that way we can start with a fresh metal surface. I went ahead and made a made a cardboard or construction paper template, and then made sure that one fit up nice. Cut it out of metal. Got the flange. So now it's time to weld them together.
Obviously, we will cut this out, cut this flange off, and remake it.
Should be good to go. I'm gonna have to drill the holes and weld some nuts back there because that's where the cradle support goes. We'll be in good shape. So we went ahead and got all this stuff cut out after we got our little pieces made there. And this jack point right here was actually, you can see it's separated right there. It was all bent in like that. So I went ahead and pried this out and got my piece back in there. It's just very loosely fitted, so obviously it'll be a little different. And then once we get this cut out, we'll be able to actually continue this on and reattach all this stuff. And then I got all this tail panel cleaned up with the DA, along with the top there and the roof. So once we are ready to level this thing back out, I'll finish getting all the surface rust out. We just wanted to go ahead and do the bottom first. Once we do the bottom of the frame and fix that, we're probably gonna undercoat all this stuff, and then be ready to flip it back over and start working on the rest.
All right, we're recreating how this is made. This is a brace on the inside that makes this structurally stronger. So we took 16 gauge. We'll weld these square nuts on it to replicate it. Just like that. And then we'll pocket weld it here and it'll look like that.
Yeah, and I didn't even realize it because this is the side that I cut out. So you can barely see that second layer there. So luckily Jason caught that on the side of that he did. And we'll be nice and strong, just like factory. Jason's out here showing off with his welding. Got the flange welded on the passenger side support. So hopefully mine looks half that good. I want you guys to take a second, admire this, if you care much. This is the kind of stuff that you don't see, you know, when you're watching those shows on TV. We're making all this out of flat pieces of metal. Besides the nuts, obviously. Taking the time to go back and smooth all those, that all was welded on the outside corner. You grind it down and make it look smooth. You never have any idea that it had to be replaced. Obviously it's not exactly where it's gonna be at. We gotta tweak it, but just want you guys to see what it takes to actually make these pieces and make them work and look really nice. It's not just a bam bam thing. You gotta put some time into it. It takes some craftsmanship. Jason's very good at the finished work around here with the metal. It's looking really nice. Just another comparison here. This is obviously the rusted piece all cleaned up. And they were able to make this flange, you know, on some kind of a machine, but we don't have necessarily the tools for that, so that's why we just did a separate piece, and that's why we're leaving these welds in here to keep the rigidity on a higher level. But it matches almost perfectly. And then obviously we're adding for the missing metal that's in the car already, or that's not in the car. This is what not to do on cars. Holy crap.
Hey, Jason, be careful. These refurbishment
We're getting rid of all that, don't worry.
Wow.
Why you're even bothering knocking that off?
Because I gotta find the welds.
There she blows.
Man down!
Woo! As you guys just saw, Jason just got all this bad stuff off the bottom. We've got a little bit of the other car to repair that. I've got my piece made for the driver's side just sitting in place. It's not done yet. And Jason has this side all welded up, looking really good. So that is say our first like cut up video of doing all the understructure. So I'll probably go ahead and end it there because we got a lot of stuff done in the first couple days there, and we'll just keep filming as we're remaking stuff. We're gonna have to start cutting up on the other body here soon, but yeah, there's a lot of progress made on that. So you can kind of see what in-depth processes we got to do to remake all this stuff. So hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next video.